games. True.
Thank you.
What do you think we will introduce for the next generation? That is a great question, Namekian.
Facebook.
That
Bam.
mother. No, I. This is tough. This is a tough one.
Who knows? But it's going to be related to the internet for the most part. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and I mean, I happen to be one of those people that thinks a backlash is probably coming.
Well, there's definitely a social network bubble.
I think there's a backlash coming in terms of how we connect with each other, because connecting so much ends up being kind of a railroaded, train wreck, where all of a sudden your entire life is mobile and social and connected. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you just like boom and everything falls apart. So I think we're probably moving in a direction where a backlash is coming. I just don't know what that's going to yield. But I do think that it's going to have to be technological. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. That's how the economy's running for the most part nowadays.
It is. All right, we should probably take one more and then kind of call it a
one
day.
More.
Why, you want to take a couple more? I mean, we can take a couple more. I'll stay here all night. Okay, I don't even care.
One more. That's a good one.
Okay, good. Let's do this one. You want to read this one? I read the last one.
You read him.
Okay.
You read him.
DTX 180. Just a quick question. How much time do you two have for gaming these days?
I actually love this question. Go ahead. Keep going.
As another aging Gen Y kid, which you hate.
He means millennial.
I find my gaming time to be almost non-existent these days.
Right.
That second part was not a question. It was a comment. The question was, just a quick question, how much time do you two have for gaming these days?
I got a thing in my ceiling. Anyway. I wonder if that's bad.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway. How much time do you have for gaming, Mr. Skyrim?
The answer is not nearly as much as I want to. Here's what I find, guys. I'd say probably in the course of a week, I get a chance to play a few hours at most. Never more than probably 5 or 6 hours of video gaming a week. I don't ever have that kind of time to play. What about you?
Sadly, although I love 16-bit games, playing them often for reviews means I don't have a lot of time for other stuff. I've only gotten a little bit in Skyward Sword.
The problem with your little plan with the 16-bit gens.
Yeah, that kind of backfired. So it's harder for me to hit new games.
Yes.
With the exception of the DS.
Yes.
And why is that?
Because you're a loser.
Because I can take it into the bathroom.
That is horrible.
And that's where I get most of my modern gaming done. Oh, yeah.
By modern, you mean?
By modern, I mean...
Old.
Yeah, Dragon Quest VI.
Bam.
But it's a great remake.
Bam.
Yes.
So the answer is not a whole lot. And I think, I hate that because I would... It's funny because once you kind of start down that career path and you have that extra cash to be able to spend money on video games and you finally have...
You don't have the time.
You don't have any time to play them.
Nope.
It's terrible.
Unless you're a loser millennial that just got out of college and you go back to your parents' house.
Oh, there you go.
This is the problem with us being successful, rich people.
Right? But I'll be honest with you too. Look, there are plenty of people that I know that are successful adults that spend a significant amount of time video gaming, and they do it as a couple too, right? So, they both have an interest in it, so they make time to play video games. I don't do that. I have a lot of the things that take up my time. So there.
I think that's like that's one of the hidden great things about the DS and I guess the Vita and stuff like that.
It goes in the bathroom.
It goes in the bathroom, or you can take it anywhere. You can play.
I was reading something. About...
It's like the Game Boy. When the Game Boy first came out, parents were like, "Oh, this is great," because they could play it anywhere. They could play it on the go.
I was reading something crazy recently about how much, and I think this is probably totally bogus, but how much, if you actually look at when a smartphone finishes its life cycle, how much like fecal matter is actually in it because of the fact that people like take it to the bathroom
and then they poop in it.
No, and then they're like dropping it in places and like don't clean their hands and things like that. And
well, that's a new thing now.
Just saying.
Waterproof smartphones. Big thing this year, actually.
Dropping it.
And I'm not lying. I actually
Gorilla Glass 2, Clan of the Grey Wolf. Next. I thought that was a pretty good one.
There are too many good questions. My goodness,
you guys are great question askers.
Okay, three more questions. Let's hit it.
3 more questions. That's what we're going to do.
Go.
Number 1. Metal Machine 80. Cool name. What do you guys think of next-gen Xbox possibly not being able to play used games?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised.
Oh, used games. I thought they meant previous generation. Yeah,
No.
Used kind of sucks.
I would say I would be very surprised.
But is that's not confirmed? That's a
no. I don't think that's. I don't
Nothing's
think there's
There's
any
not
chance
even-
in hell that's going to happen, guys. I don't think it's going to happen.
It reminds me of this thing like a decade ago where there was the idea of rental movies you could get from Blockbuster. It was like a special kind of DVD that after you played it, the first time you played it, it disintegrated after like 48 hours.
Yep.
And it was supposed to be the new big thing for Blockbuster or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, that idea went nowhere.
So
if there's anything that prevents you from playing used games, I think that's a big knock in the public's eye on any sort of system.
So the
And
problem
I think
is
that would be tweaking the public a little bit too much on Microsoft's part.
I mean, I understand why software vendors feel the way that they do, right? I mean, I understand why someone that makes software says, "Hey, I made this game. Someone pays $60 for it." Then all of a sudden, they pass it to everybody in the universe, right? For $20 or $10 or whatever. I understand why, as a software vendor, that might make me a little bit upset, but at the same time, there's ways that people have creatively combated that I think make so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
DLC. Now, do I spend a lot of time with DLC? No, I don't. Right, but I think it's a great way to keep people from just throwing their used games to other people and them being able to get the same playability out of it. Right, they can't. If you get the DLC, you have a unique experience for just you. And so that's a creative workaround. I'm not saying people are making a ton of money with it yet, but obviously every game has DLC nowadays.
I think that's just going to increase.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, but
well, who knows? I answered that question for VGA as well.
We have a question 1A from Pat the NES Punk. Why do I wear the same shirt every week? Because I'm a party animal.
Because he has absolutely no other shirts
and no taste.
Next.
Hold on.
That was one.
Oh poops. Hold on.
Was that two?
That was one.
That was one.
That was one and 1A.
Okay.
All right. From Slayer, when will the next 16-bit Gem episode be available on RetroWare TV? I'm working on it nightly. I should be doing it right now instead of answering questions. No, seriously.
That's a horrible indictment of the Echo Screen. You know that?
It seriously should be done within the next week. It's just a very long editing process. That's
terrible.
Anyway. And it's like 3 months late anyway. But I think we should...
It's like me with the Weekly Ringer. One more.
Wait. I want to see if there's anything else.
Okay. That's a good question. I'd take that one.
No, it wouldn't.
Serious question here.
This is the last question.
From Ninto55, who gives hugs every week. Serious question here. Answer ASAP. Hershey's or Kit Kat? Go.
Well, isn't Kit Kat a Hershey's thing? Or do you mean like a Hershey's?
Why do you have to ruin everything?
You mean a Hershey's
Why
bar?
do you ruin everything? Stop before you ruin it. Why you ruin everything?
Whoa. Do we mean a Hershey's bar? Like milk chocolate versus a Kit Kat? How about Hershey's with almonds?
Or Hershey as a company? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what I thought it was at first. See, M&M's.
You're a loser.
And then now Nintendo says, or Ninto says M&M's are best. And that's not even Hershey. That's like M&M Mars Corporation.
This is not a quick question.
That's completely different. The correct answer is Score Bars.
Score Bars were not in the
Score
question.
Bars.
Not at all. I'm going to go with... Oh, man, that is a tough one. I'm going to go with Kit Kats. I like Kit Kats.
I'd go with Kit Kats.
I like Kit Kats. They're good.
The little wafery crunch.
Oh, man, it's good.
Delicious.
I think both not as good as Reese's Pieces.
Dinner.
Oh,
Reese's Pieces.
What's for dinner?
Reese's Pieces
and Reese's Peanut Butter
are
Cups
better than M&M's. Fact.
Yes. Fact.
So
even the Christmassy ones. All right. Well, with that wonderful and engrossing question, we have to end, sadly, this version of the Echo Screen Live, the official podcast of the Clan of the Grey Wolf.
Yes.
But I hope you've had a good time enjoying our mindless rambling.
Now, last week, people were confused.
Yes.
When we left.
Why?
I don't know. I think they didn't get your sign off.
Oh, that's
so you need to be very clear. We're stopping now.
We're stopping right now.
Right now, we're stopping.
Right now, we're stopping.
Go home.
Go home. Don't
something.
Be a millennial.
Don't play video games.
Don't do anything
like
that.
Go out and get a job.
Go and get off my lawn.
Yes, please.
So anyway, get off my lawn. From the Clan of the Grey Wolf, this is the Echo Screen Live. I am the Commodore, and alongside of me with...
Rube.
And there is no reset button. Now that's the end of the podcast.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, you kids! What are you doing? Get off my lawn! Bring your video games and your rock and roll and your drugs. The bibbity bobbity, the pudding pop. And I'm Bill Cosby, which is, am I even a baby boomer? I don't know, I'm pretty old.
What do you like to play? Pokemon? Well, the Pokey is the man that comes out of the thing.
That's for whores and miscreants. You millennial punks. Why can't you be like those Gen Xers? They're good members of society with their Nirvana and their Soundgarden,
their Eddie Vedder,
Savage Garden, and their Rick Astley. Yeah. The end.